Hello, fellow visually impaired undead. I'm Terramaster, and this is the first solo video on Blind Zombie Games. Why am I making a solo video today? Because there is some big news today on a game I'm really hyped for and looking really forward to, and that's Pokémon Legends Arceus. And I just had to react to it on camera. So let's see what happens. I'm going to watch this video right now, the official Pokemon YouTube channel's video. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's going to be such a cool game, dude. We got Voltorb coming out of a Pokeball, of course. Wait, where it's... Hold on, look at that. Are its eyes shallow? That's a little... low-key creepy. Is it shallow or are they just kind of like pressed in? That's certainly something. Okay. It's a spark. Hey, Bronzor confirmed. Bronzor confirmed. Off topic, but yes. You can throw Pokemon. You can throw Pokemon. You can use Pokemon to get berries out of trees. Interesting. Usually the player would just pick the berries themselves, but I guess that's what happens when you make the game more open worldy. So that's kind of cool. And you can use grass type moves now. I guess that's is that supposed to hint at the new typing? I think so. And it explodes, obviously. And yep, there it is, the release date for Legends Arceus. God, it's going to be so much fun, dude. Now that we've done that, here we are on the Cerebi page, which has the Hisuian Voltorb. First of all, like I already mentioned, it's kind of creepy that its eyes are either like completely shallow or just like kind of like pushed in and like very, 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 very dark. So that's certainly scary. Other than that, looking at it right now on the page I have up here, the hole in its head is really weird. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like a little port where you plug in a charger for your Pokedex? Because, you know, I think part of the game is you have the first ever Pokedex in the Sinnoh region, the Hisui region, sorry. I do enjoy the detail on the bottom half where it actually has rings. So it's actually like, since it's electric grass type, it actually, like, the bottom half looks like the inside of a tree, right? So that's kind of cool. I'm not sure what the top half is supposed to be, but we'll see. Finally, I think I want to say that the eyebrow kind of like just jutting out actually, where you can actually like see the eyebrow shape. It's kind of cool because, you know, original Voltorb I think either doesn't have any eyebrows at all, or I think in the anime sometimes it actually has like two just black lines drawn on it, and it kind of can go like, or is that only Electrode? I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate the detail on the eyebrows, but let's move on to lore. So lore, it's electric grass, obviously, like I mentioned. We'll talk more about the typing because that's more of like a battle thing. Lore, other things we've got is this enigmatic Pokemon has a glossy spherical body. So that's interesting. So the upper half is supposed to be glossy. I wonder what that's going to be made of. It looks very similar to the Pokeball, the Hisui region. What with the wood grain like makeup of its body surface and the hole on top of its head? Question mark. The wood grain part makes sense, right? But this is kind of confusing because it doesn't tell you whether the Voltorb is based off the Pokeball or if the Pokeball was designed based on the Voltorb. Maybe we'll find out actually as we play through the game. There seem to be countless seeds packed inside Hisuian Voltorb. Is this the origins of the move Leech Seed? Occasionally, it spouts these seeds out of the hole in its head. However, yep. It could be the Leech Seed origins. However, no one knows exactly what it's like inside the Pokemon's body because inside the hole, it's pitch dark. It's impossible to see anything, even if one peers into the hole. Well, that's just classic Pokedex lore flavor text being really, really creepy. This Pokemon is always in high spirits and has a friendly personality. However, it discharges its stored electricity all at once from the hole in its head when it gets excited. So it frequently shocks humans and Pokemon in its vicinity. Even the slightest provocation can set off such a discharge. So in human settlements, Hisuian Voltorb is considered a nuisance. Oh, poor thing. Tales of people temporarily plugging the hole on its head and kicking it out of settlements are not entirely uncommon. Man, so I wonder if there's going to be a storyline specifically related to this where like people want to kick it out of the village or settlement or whatever you're in. but you kind of have to step in there and be like, no, Voltorb stays. I don't know if that'll be a thing, but maybe it will. We'll just have to play the game and find out. Oh, I'm so excited for this game. Anyway, final thing, based on what we know so far, obviously these are just the initial thoughts, is battle / nuzlocking use, right? So going to Kanto Voltorb, original Voltorb, whatever you want to call it, it was only used primarily in Nuzlocke as a revenge killer, right? So, like if somebody kills a Pokemon you have, you can send out your Electrode and use a big electric move on something that's weak to electric moves to quickly revenge kill it. Or if your opponent starts off with like Gyarados, for example, you send out your Electrode and you quickly get rid of that Gyarados with one big electric move. So that's always a potential use. And based on my research, because I did some research, whenever there has been new forms so far, so Galarian and Alolan forms, the stats sometimes don't change at all. Sometimes are only a very slight rebalance, which seems like it gives it a small buff more often than not. But I found it's extremely rare that Pokemon completely change kind of like what their role is in a battle, right? So if something is a pure attacker type Pokemon, it's not going to suddenly become a bulky Pokemon in the form change, in its new form, right? So I think the type change is primarily the biggest change you'll see as far as like Nuzlocking and battling with Electrode in Hisui. So just basing it off of that, assuming no major changes in stat or stat distribution, it's still going to be pretty much just a revenge killer or an opener if you know what the boss is going to open. Except now it has a lot more versatility in those roles because of the additional grass type stab moves it can get now. So, for example, not only can you kill something that's weak to electric, but now you can also really get rid of something that's weak to grass. Because you can go in with like a Leaf Storm now in addition to what would have been like Thunderbolt or something like that, right? So that's potentially really, really good. But I still think that's as far as it goes as far as usefulness in Nuzlocke. And then for the electric grass typing, it's alright because look, it protects the grass side protects you from earthquaking, getting earthquake down to death. The electric type stops flying types from being able to be weak against you, but it also adds all the 445 different weaknesses that grass has as weaknesses. So in that side, maybe it's not as great, but because the specific role it played was revenge killer / opening killer, didn't really have much, like, you wouldn't rely on it to stay in and take a lot of hits anyway. The fact that it has more weaknesses, I think, doesn't matter all that much. What matters more really is that it stays as good of a revenge killer as it has been in the past. So that's all I got on the battling side. And hey, that's all I got on my initial reaction to Hisuian Voltorb / Electrode, I guess. Although Electrode is yet to be revealed. It would be interesting if Electrode is like a completely different, you know, ability and stat move set and stat set and all that. But yeah, I mean, if it is, I'll probably do a full review on it once all the details are revealed. But until then, if you've stuck around this long, let me know what you think of Hisuian Voltorb. And leave a like, leave a comment, and if you're new, which you probably are, because this channel's pretty new, give us a subscribe and check out our BDSP Cage Lock. It's a series I've really had fun making, and I've had fun watching it back too. So I hope you do as well. And until then, you can take your blindfolds off now, because we're done here. Blind Zombie Terra Master, out.